Hi, this is Rediscover Real Estate. Today I'm going to show you how to do a CMA, which is a comparative market analysis. It's basically what you will use to find out what's the estimated value of a home if you were about to list it, or if you're just trying to find out more information for your buyer to see if a home is listed at the correct price. Or if they're interested in a FSBO, you can kind of give them what's the value, the correct value of a home based on what you find, because sometimes sellers don't really know what's the value of the home. They just pick what's set off a Zillow estimate, and those aren't always correct. So when it comes to that, this is what a great tool it is. So you go to my matrix and go to my CMA. You're going to start a new CMA, and I'm going to pick a house that's already listed. And I like to use the description as the address so you can better identify which CMA is which. And this is where you can send it to the buyer or seller depending on if you want to do that, or if you're going to present it in person, you don't have to really do this. But it's useful if your buyer or seller is not in the area, you can kind of just send this to them through email. You go pages, you go subject and comparables. You don't have to use all these pages if you don't want to. If you don't, you just put an X. But if you want to use them all, it's up to you. Honestly, it's up to you what you want to use in this, because that's what's going to be sent to whoever you're sending it to. So it's honestly up to you which pages you want to add and don't add. For subject, if the house has never been in our MLS, you're going to have to do it manually. But if it's been previously listed in our MLS, you can just fill it in and just correct what information has changed from when it's been listed till now. Since we already have one, we're just going to use the numbers. And if you want to know how to find out information with Realist, just refer to my video about Realist. So you see, everything's already here. And we notice that they didn't give us the sold square footage. This is where you depend on Realist for that. So we will put that as the sold. And we can take off the listed price. Please do know that this number isn't always correct. That is based on the tax records. This is only just used to help you, find what's an estimate of it. The best way to get the exact number is to have someone who's a professional measurer go in and measure the home themselves, or you measure it. So just be aware that sometimes the tax records aren't correct, and you should either have someone else measure it or you measure it to make sure that's the correct number, and also get as much square footage as you can so that you can squeeze as much money out for your client. So for comparables, we're going to add from listing. We're going to do what's been sold. That's a residential. And we're going to use the subdivision that the house is in, which is Southview. If you have a house that's not in a subdivision, we typically use the rule of threes, which is you choose 3 houses within a 3-mile radius that's been sold within the last 3 months. That's basically what we use to pick houses for homes that aren't subdivided, or in a subdivision, excuse me. And then you kind of pick the house that's almost the same floor plan or layout, or same bedrooms or same square footage. You kind of want to do it as close as possible because you can get a better idea about that. So results. I like to use homes that are almost in close square footage because I feel like it gives you a better idea. And these percentages is the accuracy of what's the listed price and what it was sold at. So it was listed at 209, but it was sold at for 200. This was listed at 192. It was sold for 192. So that's only what the percentages mean. And I'm going to choose this one. And add those. Then we're going to go to adjustments. For total bedrooms, we are going to do 1,200. For bathrooms, it's 1,500. Half bath, it's 800. For garage space is 3,000 each garage space. And then now we're going to do square footage. So what you can do is you're going to add all three of these square footage, and then you're going to add all the adjusted price, and then divide the adjusted price by the square footage, and then that's your answer. Then you're going to divide that by 2 to get your answer. So 1923 plus 1921 plus 1950. So make sure you write that number down whenever you do it. And then you're going to use the adjusted. And divide that by 57.94. Divide that by 2. And you get around 49. All right, and these numbers are pretty close, so I think that's a good guesstimate. And for pricing. So these numbers are pretty close in proximity, so that means it's a good thing. And you will be able to put the suggested and any notes you have here. And then once that's done, you just hit finish, and it will give you all of this. And you just put view CMA to see the actual CMA. Now, if there are extra features, such as it has a private fence, a screened porch, a deck, granite counters, a pool, you will adjust to those as well. In the adjustments, there's usually a little bit more. If you put for subject, you add custom fields. So if you add a custom field and put granite, you would put granite, and then you do the adjustments here to let you know yes or no whether they actually have it or not, and adjust to that accordingly. Same with screen porch, deck, and if there's like a pool, that's what you will do is you'll add those custom fields. They'll come in here, and then you just do it accordingly. But other than that, this is basically how you do a CMA. You can email it to whoever you want to email to. You can view it as well, but this is how you do it.